What's going on, fellas?
What's going on, Dr. V and
What's
Dr.
going
E?
on? Yes, what's going on, my
Everything is
good
going
doctors,
on.
man? You know what,
Everything's
man?
going on.
I just been pondering. I gotta know, a definition as far as health has probably changed so much, but what is health? What the hell? What is health?
It's a lot of perception. I guess people have their own idea of what health is, but really what health is, it's a state of physical, mental, social well-being, and not just the absence of disease.
There we go.
Not just the absence of disease from the body.
Off the top of your head, huh, Dr. Tipler? Gosh,
Man, I mean, when you think about it, that's what it is. I mean, there's more. I think it's more dimensions to it. I'm sure y'all can
we done.
go a little bit deeper.
See y'all later. I mean, I think that really encompasses everything, right? He hit all of those points, and I think the most important point of that, and the one that's missed most often, is not merely the absence of disease. That's the most important thing, right? It's not merely the absence of disease. And I think with the way people take that is, if they don't feel bad, right? If they don't feel bad, then that means they're healthy. And that is absolutely not true. But that's the way most of us evaluate whether or not we're healthy. I feel all right. I feel pretty good. Yeah, I take 2 medications and I can't sleep. And I got this thing growing on the back of my back right here. I don't really know what it is, and my knee, I got a trick knee, but no, I think I'm pretty healthy, right? That's what we hear. And that's I think most people's definition is I'm able to function every day, so I'm healthy.
Yeah. I get up every day and I do what I need to do.
Exactly.
But I think what strikes me the most with that definition, you think about it, mental, physical, and social well-being, right? So let's look at the mental aspect of everything. Yeah. Just from the mental aspect of everything, we know that we are under stress. For someone that you talk to and you ask them, do you feel like you're stressed? Nah, I'm good. I ain't got no stress. Ain't no stress in my life.
I ain't stressed. I'm blessed.
Right. Exactly. I'm blessed. And yes, we are blessed. But we also have to understand from a health standpoint, we are encompassed round about us with stress from a physical standpoint, an emotional standpoint, and a chemical standpoint every single day of our lives. Every second that we're breathing, we are under stress. The body is constantly trying to adapt. Under attack. The body is constantly trying to adapt to that stress. So from a mental standpoint, that emotional part, the things that we deal with on a daily basis, the people at work that we don't want to deal with, even just driving to work, sometimes people cutting you off, getting on your nerves, your kids.
Hey, I live in Chicago. Hey, I feel it. Okay, you just
right.
Hey.
When he said that,
I needed a moment. I needed a moment.
And then when you think about, man, just my God, when you think about this world, man, and the state that it's in right now, the things that's happening in our communities, the young people that are, that are basically killing themselves. They're going through a lot. How can we say that the mental health is something that we're all just doing fine with? I'm blessed.
Yeah. Just chiropractically, we look at thoughts, traumas, and toxins as far as the centerfold, the foundation that causes all disease. But I keep going back to the drop the mic statement. You said what, social, mental, and physical.
Yeah.
Is that what else? So is it that is it like a teetering scale with like 3 things, and what we're trying to do is really balance? If the mental health of a society is off, if the mental health of a community is off, the physical health and the social health can't be at its highest state. If a physical health is off, the mental health and so it's a 3 swinging pendulum, and we're trying to constantly be at a state of equilibrium, not only with a physical portion, or like you say, absence of disease, but is it really, are we going about it the wrong way as far as trying to really be at a higher state of health because of not really feeding all three aspects?
I really not feeding our emotional, our mental health, right? Of those three is probably the one that's most overlooked. The physical is something that we feel every single day, and was something we're aware of. We got an entire system and infrastructure, set up for our physical health, right? Hospitals and chiropractors and acupuncturists and massage therapists. We got all of this stuff, this huge complex set up for our physical health. And social well-being is something that we pay attention to a lot, right? We got family, we got friends, we got communities, all of those things. So it's something that we're aware of. But when we're talking more about that mental one, I think that's the piece of Dr. Vaught's three swinging pendulum that I think is overlooked, because it's something that we stuff down, especially for us as African Americans. Oh, we very good. We very, very good at just stuffing it down. We're very good at tolerating. We're very good at getting by and making it each and every day, which is why we have all those sayings, right? I'm blessed. I'm not stressed. And we talk about when our practice members come in the office.
I'm fair to middly.
Fair to middly. There it is.
Fair to middly.
When they come into the office and we ask them, how they're doing, rarely does somebody say that they're not doing good. Yeah. Most people say, I'm doing good. That's not possible. Right? It's not possible that 95% of the people that come into our practices every single day are doing good. We just so used to that not being an area that we pay attention to, or even believing that it's not an area in us that people care about.
Yeah, and I also think up until really just with the pandemic, man, really understanding how it impacted people from a mental standpoint. Before, I think it was something that was shunned upon. You don't complain about the things, you just be thankful. And of course, you have to be thankful and you have to be grateful for every single thing, every opportunity, every single breath that you take every single day, but also to live that life of abundance and joy and all these things that we've been put here to enjoy. We also have to understand how these things impact our lives. So I want to go back to and try to make this connection to if you guys can expound on it a little bit more as well. But, like you mentioned, Dr. Everett, the social standpoint, socially healthy. We have friends, we have family members and things like that. But do we really understand the dynamic of those relationships? And are those relationships healthy for us? You know what I'm saying? And because a lot of times it's those that are closest to us, those that we love the most, that can cause the most emotional strain and stress in our lives that starts to affect us mentally. So I think about some of the practice members that we have coming in and the people that I've spoken with that have family members that they have to care for. And they put their life on hold, and the mental, the emotional stress and strain that comes from that, how it affects them, but they keep it all bottled in because this is what I have to do for my family member. And then with all of that being done, that all that emotional, that mental turmoil and stress that they're under now starts to affect them from a physical standpoint. So when we're talking about the physical portion of it, say for instance, you ask someone, I think when it comes to the physical health, the thing that we as people don't really fully understand about the body itself. The body is one, it's really one big organism. All these different things that's within it, the heart, the lungs, digestive system, all these different parts that we know of in the body. I think because of the way that medicine, in the Western world has made it seem is like, oh, we can just work on this part. We take this, let's fix this, let's do this. I give you medicine for this. But what we don't understand is that these things work in unison. Even though they're separate and distinct in their functions, they all work together for the good of the one body, right? So if all this social stress that we're under ends up affecting our mental stress, and from that it starts to affect us from a physical standpoint, we have to pay attention to the small signs of what the body should be doing, but what the body is not doing. And I think when I hear that statement of what health is, the state of mental, physical, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease, the reason why we're missing the absence of disease is because we don't really understand how the body is supposed to function.
I think that's the basic foundation. I mean, you said it all, man.
Oh
Anything that
yes,
I think that
hey,
anything I think that we follow with is going to be just support of what it is that you're saying,
Right.
because like you said, all of that works together, and having a clear and deep understanding of that fact is how we can get to health. And I think that's the
Right.
important conversation, is how we get to
Get to
health
health.
instead
Exactly.
of instead of medicating, because we medicate in all these ways. And I don't just mean by like pharmaceutical medications or alcohol or drugs. I don't just mean that way. We medicate in a lot of ways, right? We come home and we jump on Facebook, right? We come home and we watch a movie, right? We come
Mhm.
home and we eat a bowl of ice cream and a piece of cake together. We medicate in all of these ways to cover up and not getting a deep understanding. So, we go on vacations to medicate, right? We do
Mhm.
all these things to medicate as opposed to understanding that those are not solutions, right?
Right.
Those are not solutions to the issues and the problems that we're dealing with, both mentally, physically, socially, emotionally, in all these aspects. And I think really understanding how we get to solutions and those things lead to health, because there are solutions in each one of those areas. And it's really focusing on those solutions in each one of those areas that are really going to get us to a state of complete and total health.
I'm thinking, as far as listening and really talking about health and when we got started, it's like, okay, what is health? It's changed and evolved so rapidly in people's thoughts of it and people's aspects of it. I think COVID probably was one of the best things that could have happened as far as people being more attentive to their health, people searching more, people doing more, people reaching out more and trying to find alternatives because they truly understand that at the end of the day, when you can't leave your house, you have to take care of yourself, right? And then strengthening them with that. So, and we were talking about communication and the social aspect and it being healthy. And you look at social media, how it just through the roof as far as how people are communicating. But it's almost interrupting a social aspect of how people interact. And so that's changing the health state, right? So if you rapidly change socially how you communicate, you got to look at how those other two are balancing on that swinging pendulum, right? And you got to really look at how you're going to adapt because, like Dr. Everett was saying earlier, one of the biggest things is that mental and getting that personal time. And sometimes something that's really good to do that as far as a tip is really having and knowing what your passion is. And if you don't know what it is, searching for it. uh, Research says that doing things that you're passionate about not only are fulfilling but have an overall relaxation feel over the body, which boosts the immune system, can lower your blood pressure, and really increase your overall state of health. That's Journal of American Medicine. I forget which year that was, but I mean it was something I was talking a lot about when lecturing about stress. So I mean, as what health is as far as its evolution, what are new ways to really reach that high state of
I think the first thing is through the proper education. We as chiropractors, I think one of the things that chiropractic was really founded on is we all come across we the body expresses itself through symptoms when it's not in a state of ease, when it's not in a state of balance. The body starts to express that and show that through symptoms. As chiropractors, the one thing that we always talk about and that we educate people on is you have to get to the root problem. What is the cause of your state of dis-ease? Man, that this could probably be something all in itself. But dis-ease is not really a disease state. It's just a state in which the body now is out of harmony. It's not in balance. So we start to experience certain things. A simple, I think one of the most simple things, and one of the things that people overlook a lot. Let's talk about, when we look at the digestive system. I don't talk about bowel movements. You ask someone, how healthy are your bowel movements? Do you have a bowel movement every day? Oh, well, they normal. What's normal for you? Well, it's every 2 days I have a bowel movement. We know that if you eat every single day, it's not normal
3, 4, 5
to
times
not
a
have
day.
a bowel movement. Exactly. So, but that for a lot of people, what we find is normal for us. Well, that's normal for you, but it's not normal when you're talking about a healthy body. And I think so when we talk about solutions, it's the causes that we have to be looking for. So finding those doctors, getting the right healthcare professionals that are not just coming in asking you what your symptoms are and then, okay, well, here, take this for that. And this is, no jab at the medical profession or anything like that, but you have to know who it is that you're going to see as a professional, as a doctor, because there are doctors out there that take the time to find out why your body is in this state and doing the things that are necessary to reverse the cause in order for the body to do what it was created to do all along.
Dr. Vaught talked about those things that can throw us into that dis-ease, right? The thoughts, the traumas, and the toxins. And I think if we were to think of our health in those 3 categories, I think we can really get a lot done. If you're thinking about what are the things that I can do to help to improve my mental health, my thoughts, what are the things that I can do to help to improve my physical health, right? Reducing the trauma to my body, right? And what are the things that I can do to make myself more healthy in the inside, the toxins that we bring into our body. And I think when you break them into those categories, for those of you listening, thoughts, traumas, and toxins, and you address each one of those categories, that can lead to better health for you.
Health.
And making sure that you're addressing each one of those areas, and really self-examining and looking at what are the things that I'm doing that are chemically toxic for my body and working on getting rid of those. What are the thoughts? What is my mental state? And what can I do to help to improve my mental state, right? What's going on with my body physically? And what are the things that I can do to help to improve my body physically? And when you sit down and you think about it and you write it out, and you'll see the answer for you, because the answer is going to be slightly different for everybody, but you can see the answer for you when you self-examine in all those areas. And I think that's one of the things that we can give to you guys to help to guide you to get to better health.
Better health.
There it is.
Better health.
Just in closing,
I just say this word, lifestyle.
We want to thank you all for listening. Just with health, your health is your most valuable possession. Is one of the gifts that I believe, that I know that's God given, and we really want to make sure we support you in preserving it. We thank you for listening. Please share it. That this may bless somebody and them having a high state of health. And we want to tell you to subscribe and have a great day.